It's a James Cameron double feature featuring 1986's Aliens. Sigourney Weaver returns as Ripley, the original badass chick before the woke movement started, and 1991's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Arnold Schwarzenegger's #1 movie of all time, and there's no question about it. Oh boy, I'm going to trigger a whole lot of people probably with this thing, because these franchises are beloved, and they have not been able to recapture the magic on this one. Alright, let's go to the trailers, let's go to the tape.
What happens when you put a group of highly trained Marines with futuristic-ish space weaponry against the alien hive? Well, you get aliens. James Cameron, in his first big blockbuster hit, set 7 years after the original Alien film, a film that was more about, tense moments of like corridor claustrofobicness. This is more straight up action. It's got some elements of the first movie. Ellen Ripley, Sigourney Weaver returns. She's been frozen in outer space and cryo for the last 86 years after the events of the Alien film. They basically, a salvage ship finds her, picks her up, briefs her on what's going on. They blame her for blowing up an $80 billion spaceship to kill the first alien, and they let her know that her daughter outaged her and she's gone now. So it's basically Ellen trying to pick up her life in the future and whatnot. She's a lady out of time like Captain America, except here's the problem. The company decided to colonize planets, and they put a colony on LV-427, the planet in which they found the original alien. They've lost contact with that colony after like 20, 30 years of them being there and whatnot. The aliens are back, and it's time for Sigourney Weaver to get conned into going back because of reasons. They play on her guilt. I don't know how they got her to go back, but anyway, she has to team up with a group of space marines, and that's what separates this movie from all the other movies, is the space marines, and they haven't been able to recapture that magic. The marines are awesome, especially Vasquez, Hudson, and Hicks, who's the team captain. Hudson's the comic relief. He's the guy who basically got conned into signing up for the military to pay for his drinking habits, probably. And Vasquez, the other badass female chick. This movie has two badass females in it without all the woke nonsense. How did they pull that off in the 80s, and they can't pull that off today? Captain Marvel was shoving it in your face. I don't know. But anyway, it's Sigourney Weaver. Ripley's got to go down to the planet with the Marines and kick ass, figure out what's going on, save anybody, and everybody's dead on the planet. Except a little girl named Newt. And they try to leave the planet, and everything goes wrong. It's like the movie where we have a specific plan, and everything's going to go right, and everything goes tits up. Anyways, they get stuck on the planet. The android, they have another android. This one doesn't go crazy like the one in the first one, Bishop. They come up with a plan to get off the planet. There's an alien queen who's like 50 feet tall. And they introduce this as the most iconic character ever. Of course, the pulse rifles, all the guns are iconic. Everything, they have not been able to recapture any of the magic from this freaking movie. Anyways, and of course, Terminator 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger's magnum opus, the greatest movie of his career. The sequel to the 1986 Terminator. Man, sequels came far few in between back in the day, apparently, and whatnot. This movie revolutionized the special effects industry with the T-1000, played by Robert Patrick, in the role that before he took on his Oscar-winning performance as the bad guy in Double Dragon. But anyway, John Connor is back. John Connor is now the target of the Terminators. He's a teenager. He's annoying as hell. He steals money by hacking ATMs. And, of course, they send two Terminators back. The big thing about this movie was you didn't know which one was the bad guy. I guess Arnold was the bad guy in the first one. He's the good Terminator. It's the T-800. He's a badass in this one. He's got a bunch of cool one-liners. If you watch the special edition, it explains why he can learn all this stuff and whatnot. Great action scenes, great chase scenes with the truck chasing them down the Los Angeles or whatnot. I don't know, you're on a motorcycle. Why can't you just outrun the truck, Arnold? I don't know why. Leave me alone. Anyway, it's a bunch of great action set pieces. This basically was supposed to be the conclusion to the Terminator series, but they kept it going. Why? Because of reasons. Linda Hamilton. Once again, Sarah Connor, the definition of badass. She had biceps before it was popular on Instagram. She was absolutely another female powerhouse like Ripley. The T-1000 was just amazing. It was revolutionary at the time. Terminator 2 is legendary.
The battle of the two most legendary sci-fi franchises of all time, both directed by James Cameron, who also decided to rip off Fern Gully, the last rainforest, and merge it with Smurfs and Alien Cats and Avatar. Damn, he's directed a lot of good movies. I'm going to give the slight and the slightest advantages to Aliens, and here's why.
the Marines have more personality. There's just more memorable characters. There's more memorable one-liners. The Alien Queen is just a huge shocker at the end. The end fight in Terminator is kind of meh. I do like Sarah Connor doing the pump action shotgun scene or whatnot, where she's shooting back the T-1000 or whatnot, and when they freeze them, and the hasta la vista, baby. Terminator's got a couple of one-liners that are really good. They got a really couple of good action set pieces, especially with the firefight at Cyberdyne at the end and whatnot. But Aliens, to me at least, is just more iconic. I do like freaking Sarah Connor, though, over Ellen Ripley. She's still a little bit more badass. But the Aliens, the Marines' personality, Vasquez and all of them, gives the slight advantage to Aliens for best sci-fi.